And welcome back to Sports Report. I'm Matt White, joined by lightning quick Matt Hatfield. And Matt, let's jump into the postseason awards here on Sports Report. It's been a long season, and it's time to honor some of the best players from around the 757.
Well, first of all, if I'm lightning quick, you must be thunder. We go to the Players of the Year in the Beach, Eastern, Southeastern, and Peninsula District. These were voted on by the coaches in the area. We highlighted them during the year here on Sports Report and in our 11 to watch. And the Offensive Player of the Year, it's the UVA commit Corbin Cutler.
That's right. The quarterback went down with an ACL injury, unfortunate end of his season, but Ocean Lakes quarterback, 2,232 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. A very impressive season for Cutler.
And it's a shame, Matt, that his season was cut short due to injury with that ACL knee injury in the quarterfinal win over Granby. But he's been accurate all year long with a live arm, great velocity. Just a tremendous season and story for Cutler this year with the Dolphins, who are undefeated.
That's right. Now we'll head over to the defensive side of the football. Quinn Blanding, the DB out of Bayside High School, with a very impressive year.
You heard my VirginiaPreps.com colleague Rod Johnson talk about him as one of the nation's top prospects from the class of 2014. Look at his defensive numbers: 111 tackles, 5 interceptions, 3 blocked kicks, 2 fumble recoveries. Oh, by the way, he led the region in receiving yards during the regular season with over 1,000. If Taquan Smoke Mizell, his teammate, wasn't making plays, this guy was. He did it on both sides of the ball every night. Great
two-way player there. As we move on now to the Eastern District, the Offensive Player of the Year, a name we have said numerous times this year, Matt. It's Brandon Pork Chop Moore, the running back out of Lake Taylor.
Gotta love these nicknames. You got Corwin Turtle Cutler of Ocean Lakes, Quinn Pretty Ricky Blanding of Bayside. Oh, by the way, Matt, lightning quick Hatfield, as you said earlier, but Pork Chop Moore of the Titans. What a phenomenal job he did this year. 1,703 yards rushing, 22 touchdowns, also 3 touchdowns receiving. And what jumps out to me about Porkchop, Matt, is he played a significant role for that fast blitzing defense for Coach Hank Sawyer and the Titans, and he split carries with Daquan Davis. If he didn't and got every carry, or most every carry, he'd have well over 2,000 yards. So just a great effort by him all season long.
Now we'll take a look at the defensive side of the football in the Eastern District. 2 co-defensive players of the year this year. First, Jamel Spellman, the linebacker out of Lake Taylor.
You knew Lake Taylor winning the Eastern District yet again and winning their first Eastern Region Division V crown in 30 years. They'd have to pick somebody from that defense that held 13 opponents this year to 60 rushing yards for the season. They've got a good 7 or 8 candidates, and Spellman's one of them, a senior who started for 4 seasons. He plays linebacker and defensive line, played hurt a lot this year and still got it done with 55 tackles, 7 sacks, 20 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Just a job well done.
And from the defensive line at Booker T, Zane Upshur, also co-decent player of the year in the Eastern District.
We've seen his older brother Quentin Upshur play some basketball for Booker T on our Sports Report Hoops highlights. Well, Zane, he plays some hoops, some baseball, but he's most dominant on the football field, on the gridiron, where he had 82 tackles, 24 sacks, 5 forced fumbles. Hasn't made his college decision yet, Matt, but a kid here in Zane Upshur that was a force every week. Even though the Bookers didn't make the playoffs this season, he got it done.
And now we'll take a look here at the Southeastern District Offensive Player of the Year. And no surprise here, Josh Mariner, the running back out of Western Branch, who had a phenomenal year, who will be heading to play college football up at UConn.
Just wonderful numbers. What else can you say about Mariner that hasn't already been said? 2,168 yards, a school record. He came close to breaking the state rushing yardage record this season in a game against Great Bridge. 26 touchdowns on the ground for the future UConn Husky. And in Greg Gibson's system, Western Branch had missed the playoffs each of the last 3 years, but he was a perfect fit for their power running, some of their option-styled plays they run. Mariner just really exploded this season after a pretty good junior year a season ago.
And now on the defensive side, Charles Clark, the defensive back out of Kings Fork.
Future Virginia Tech Hokie here is Charles Clark. Last year, he won the Southeastern District Defensive Player of the Year, and the Bulldogs didn't make the postseason. This year, they got to the playoffs for the first time in school history, and he continued to have success individually and help his team. 57 tackles, 4 interceptions. He ran 3 of those picks back to the house for touchdowns, also forced a fumble. Clark really is a special player who will be on the field for the Hokies here in the future.
As we now move along the opposite side of the HRBT in the Peninsula District, on the Offensive Player of the Year, it's Mr. Khalid Abdullah, the Butcher, the running back out of Heritage.
The Butcher, indeed. Khalid Abdullah, you know one thing, Matt, about the Peninsula District, they churn out unbelievable running backs year after year after year. And to get this award over a Phoebus and a Hampton player, even though Heritage didn't win the district title, speaks volumes to how good Abdullah was in helping Heritage turn around this program that was 0-10 just 2 years ago. Coach George Massenberg, along with Abdullah leading the way on the field, got them to the playoffs, 240 carries for over 1,600 yards, 21 touchdowns. And he has no college decision yet, but he does have an offer on the table from James Madison, so we'll wait until signing day to see where he heads.
And then we'll take a look here on the defensive side of the ball in the PD. It's Ricky Walker, the D lineman for the Bethel Bruins.
His older brother, Riho Walker, is a defensive back at UVA. Set a school record in interceptions a few seasons back. And Ricky, a junior defensive lineman, has got several offers on the table. Going to be one of the top prospects in that loaded class of 2014. 75 tackles for Ricky, 15 behind the line of scrimmage, 11 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. He missed a couple games, but he helped them beat Hampton and helped the Bruins get back to the postseason.
And then once again, we'll take a look at our Division 6 state semifinal matchups. It's C.D. Hilton, the number 1 seed, taking on Ocean Lakes, a number 1 seed. That game, 3 p.m. Saturday at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. And the number 4 seed, L.C. Bird, taking on the number 7 seed, Oakton. That game, 4 p.m. Saturday at Oakton High.
Ocean Lake's trying to get into the state championship game for the first time in school history, Matt. And over in Division 5, the state semifinals, you got Lake Taylor undefeated taking on North Stafford, while it's Stonebridge 13-0 playing Hanover 9-3, the number 4 seed. Could we see Lake Taylor and Stonebridge a week from now? We might.
Very well could be. Stonebridge has been to the state championship game the last few years, running into Phoebus.
Well, we are out of time here on this latest installment of the Cox 11 Sports Report. Be sure to come back here next week for state semifinal highlights as we are getting closer and closer to that state championship here on the Cox 11 Sports Report.